privately.
Okay. Are you, you're filming. Hello,
Well,
everyone on
you-
the video. Okay. I'm just gonna go through some general things really quick. I don't think I have too many new people here. We'll just Blair. Porta potties. It's just, if you see something, say something, like if you are not in a spot where you could grab a broom, like if they're gross, or come tell me if they're gross so that I can send somebody out to clean them. We have a lot of people complain that they're like, toilet paper's everywhere, that they're out of toilet paper, or the hand washing stations don't have paper towels, or whatever it may be. Either, if you come in here, there's extra soap and paper towels, either grab it and fill it yourself really quick, or just let me know so that I can go out there and do it. They get neglected a lot. So, next thing is we changed our address in Google, socials, everything, so that people that are new to the area and people just looking us up to get the address or whatever they're doing are gonna be directed to McNeil Drive. So we're gonna see a lot more traffic coming in this way than from this way. Which might be nice that we're not collecting maybe not so many wagons from Tapas Park. But we'll see kind of how it goes this year with people trying to direct them back this way. Food and discounts is the same. You still get your discount. It's 20% off. And then we do something we call house accounts. So if you're here and you're starving and you didn't bring any money, they can put it on your house account tab, just with the last 4 of your phone number, and then that just comes off your paycheck. So it's kind of like a little, it's like credit, I guess. That makes sense. Clock in will still be on the Toast registers. So those are any registers that are not our registers. So that's any of the food trailers or the pizza trailer. That's probably the easiest because they're open the longest during the day. If you get here and you can't clock in, if you're like working the morning shift, just make sure you write it down so we can enter it manually. This is Bob, everyone. Bob will help with your timesheets if something gets messed up. Also, if you're here and you can't find me and you need immediate help, Bob is in and out kind of too, and he'll be here during the evenings.
No time.
Paperwork, I already gave you yours. Is there anybody else over the age of 14 that has not handed in paperwork or clean pass besides you? Just you? Like tax information? Okay. Jana needs one too, maybe. Okay. And then I have uniforms. So before you leave today, these are Red Barn t-shirts. And then I know all of you have like stuff from the past, but we have these made. So everybody make sure you grab one. They're super nice. You can wear them over your hoodie or whatever you want to do.
Are there different sizes?
There are different sizes. I didn't dig clear to the bottom, but I do know for sure they're small, medium, and large. Towards the top. Is that Jana? I can hear talking. It is Jana. I can hear talking.
I'm here.
Well, Jason.
This is Jana to everybody who doesn't know Jana. I think everybody
Hello.
mostly knows
Jason.
Jana.
Hi.
Jan.
Blair and Stephanie are going to be working with Jana a little bit. So this is
Okay.
Jana.
Hello.
She's kind of our training specialist. So I'm going to have her work with you guys most likely next Friday just to kind of show you the register, kind of show you just basic things, and then work with her a little bit over that weekend. For all of you that are coming back this year, there is no more standard pass. So, there will still be green wristbands, but they will not be sold at a $7 price point for people that just wanna go in and do no activities. Shush it. Anyways, the green passes will be handed out for food season passes only, so that's something new this year. We have our regular season passes, they're $50 per person. And the food passes let you in to enjoy food. We're making a few changes with the ticket booths. So where you're used to them being placed where they are, this one is moving up by these straw bales. And this back one is moving a little back further towards the cannons so that people are funneled in, kind of bottlenecked in, so they can't essentially get anywhere on the property until they've checked into the ticket booth. So that will eliminate a lot of people sneaking in, a lot of confusion of people going to the pumpkin patch and thinking they can just come over here because they don't know they have to pay over here. These two ticket booths will be staffed all day, every day. So this one can handle the traffic coming from McNeil, and so this one can handle the traffic coming from the front. There will be somebody working in the barn all day. Her name is Michelle Jara, and she is Javier and Marcela's daughter. So she'll be in here to sell popcorn, food, apples, make sure the movie's going. She'll be doing all that kind of stuff in here during the day, but there's not gonna really be the traffic in here that we're used to, because people won't be coming in here to buy wristbands. If they've made their way in here and they do not have wristbands on, we did something wrong. So the idea is to get them to pay here or back here. So we don't have them yet. I would show you a picture, but it's a season food pass. So if you've got somebody that comes up to you and just says, I just wanna go in and get food, because the way we're funneling people in, they can't even get to pizza without a green wristband on. So people will no longer be able to just come in here or come into pizza and get food. So they can pay once for the season, it's $20. They can come in the whole season to enjoy food and watch all the fun happening. You're probably gonna have people that will purchase one of those to skirt paying an activity band to watch their kids play. We're not gonna advertise that they can do that, but people are still gonna figure that out and do it, and that's fine. When they come and show you their season food pass, you'll give them a green wristband. That tells Brady, that tells Rod, and anybody who's out here in the play area that they are to do no activities. They're just there to eat food. All-inclusive pass is staying the same, $15, pink wristband. That's gonna stay. I talked about the food pass. Next item, cell phones and Baroli. We don't wanna see any of this while you're in a ticket booth. So, no more TikTok, no more Facebook or whatever you're doing on your phone. If your mom sends you a text or somebody, I have no problem with you having your phone on you. I know that you've gotta have it on you, emergencies happen. I thought that was gonna slime a lot harder than it did.
Oh my God.
If you've gotta look at it quick between customers or whatever, but we just can't have any of the staring at the cell phone. Or Rolly has, like, he will let you go. Like, he just will not tolerate any sitting on your butts on your phones. One thing that we've kind of gone back and forth over the years with is sticker on every pumpkin. Sticker on every pumpkin. So if somebody comes and they have 30 pumpkins, there's no more writing 30 on one sticker and handing it to them. You've gotta make sure they have a sticker on every pumpkin. Another thing is, we're trying to get away from, I just wanna pay for my pumpkins now and then go pick them. Because we sell somebody 5 pumpkin stickers and they take 7 pumpkins. And there's just, it's really hard to keep an eye on that back patch and make sure that they're not doing that. So the idea is to tell them, okay, go pick out your pumpkins and then just bring them back to any of our kiosks and then we'll get them taken care of. I will have somebody kind of working in the back of the patch this year. His name's Taden, he couldn't come tonight. He'll be kind of doing like a little bit of security back there, just making sure, keeping an eye on stickers and stuff, so hopefully we have a lot less pumpkin theft. But sticker on every pumpkin. Something that will be different this year is having to direct customers, because they're gonna get up to this ticket booth or this ticket booth, and they're gonna say, I'm just here to get pumpkins. They won't be able to get through right here by the chicken coop. And if they enter in the back, there's gonna be specific areas they can enter the pumpkin patch only. So, for instance, if you're up in this ticket booth, you just tell them you've gotta come through here, and you're gonna have to walk around the train path, because this is all gonna be fenced in. So that, people that have not paid for activities can't just float back and forth between the two with no wristband on. If you've paid for activities, you're welcome to float back and forth, but the idea is to see just pumpkin people over here and activity people over here. So you're just gonna have to, once we get the fencing up, we're gonna have a better idea, but I know for sure this is gonna, right now, this is the path over here and around the train track, and then there will be an entry gate over here to get into the patch. I am going to add, we've had a lot of questions about this in the past, when you have your little old lady customer that comes here with her family and she's like 80 years old with her walker, her cane, she's not gonna do any activities. In the past, we've made them pay for an activity wristband. I'm going to put a senior pass in the register. So this is very much to use at your discretion, but be picky. So, if you can absolutely tell by looking at them that they are not gonna do any of the things, you can sell them that pass for $10 and they would get a green wristband. Cause they are over there but not doing any activities. Pumpkin sizing, I think you guys are all pretty good with that. Just so you know, and Stephanie, our pumpkins are any 3 for $20 or 5 for $30. That includes most of the pumpkins that are in the patch. The ones you sell the most of individual size are the mini pumpkins that are like this big. They're $1. And then you just kinda have to know that then as they go up in size, $2, $3, $4, you just kinda have to judge. The most expensive one in the register is $9. That would be like a big jack-o'-lantern. It excludes our Big Mac pumpkins, and when we open it, I can show you what a Big Mac is, I'll let you know, but they're like the big, ugly, 50-pound, massive, blobby looking pumpkins.
They
And
kind
those,
of like they're melting.
yeah, they kinda look melty, they have weird stems, we always put them on the straw maize, they're super big, and those are excluded from the 3 for $20 or the 5 for $30. What else was I gonna say about that? They do, I think last year we sold them for 25 or 35 a piece. I'm gonna have to get some pricing on that. But, okay. We are in the process of getting prepaid food cards, and it's on the sign up front, the big main signs that the customers are looking at while they're waiting in line. If they ask you about them, they can be purchased on Toast registers. So our registers are square. Those registers out in the food areas are Toast. So if they want to buy a prepaid food card, which is essentially what we all would call a gift card, they can purchase those out of the food trailers, but we just need to be knowledgeable to know what they're talking about when they say that to us and where to direct them to purchase one if they please. For those of you that work in the mornings,
Movie.
sorry. You'll see a lot of field trips, and for those of you that work in the evenings, you're gonna see church groups, come in. Field trips are only scheduled between 9 and 3 during the weekdays. They get a neon yellow bracelet, and we actually ordered some nice ones this year. And they come in and do their field tripping. I don't think any of you work during the day besides Janet and Stephanie that will have to deal with field trips. They come in, they've either prepaid or they're paying they get their yellow wristbands. That tells Brady that they get one train ride instead of unlimited with a pink wristband, and it also tells us that they're picking a mini pumpkin to take with them. One new little fun thing this year that you guys would need to know is that while they're on their field trip, if they choose, they can come in and get, Javier's getting little tiny baby popcorn bags. They can come in and get a free mini little baby popcorn at their field trip. So, and then church groups you guys might see in the evenings. They're $7. They're in the register under field trips. There's a button and you click it and it'll give you some different options for field trips, like special ed field trips are $4, regular field trips are $5, church groups are $7, and they would get a pink wristband, so they're unlimited, because they're typically older kids that aren't gonna be riding the train a whole bunch or whatever. So you will probably see some church groups come in the evening, $7, pink wristband. We do have a birthday pass, and I put it in the register last year, but we didn't really use it, I don't think, a whole bunch. We were doing field trip prices for birthdays, and we decided that that was like crazy, because we had older kids and adults and all of them doing all the things. So we changed that a little bit last year, but we didn't really use it much. But if you have somebody ask you, they can get the $15 wristband, the all-inclusive wristband, for $10, if they come as a birthday party group. We are not advertising that, or everybody would come in here and say, I'm here for a birthday party. So that's like, if they come specifically up, they have to be scheduled through me, so I'll have an idea when birthday parties are coming anyway, so you're probably not gonna be dealing with a ton by yourself. Just to go through again quick, wristband colors. Here's your quiz. What color is all inclusive, Audrey? Okay. What color field trips, Jelaine? Bright yellow. And what color is I'm a fun hater and I'm not doing any activities?
Green.
Green. Okay. This is Francisco. He does all the work around here. Okay. ECAPS, that stands for email capture. This is super, super, super important to Ole. And this is gonna go along with my lecture about upselling. At every register, you will have a clipboard, regardless if you're in a ticket booth or in the barn. Every customer asks them if they would like to sign this. This signs them up for special newsletters, deals, email exclusive only offers. We also may need it in the future for some customer support. One thing I can always get people to sign it, and I got this from Janet, is saying, would you mind sending our customer support list, and in addition to you get special deals and stuff. But when they hear customer support and they're happy customers, they will fill this out. This allows us to get their first name, last name, mobile number, and email address, so that we can have them on record. Yes.
When they fill that form out, they gotta make sure that they can read
Yes.
every letter.
Make sure you tell your customers
If
to
they
write
can't read
legibly.
it, then they gotta have to ask them what that email address is.
Yes.
And they're gonna have to write it down underneath so that it's accurate.
And all the boxes kind of need to be filled out, not just, right?
Yes.
Correct.
You need,
Yes.
Yes.
phone number and email.
Correct.
Definitely for sure email. If they are fighting you over leaving their phone number, we don't send out texts
Oh, okay.
at this time, but absolutely email. And this is like crucial to us. And every night these are gathered up, they're given to Bob. He enters them in the computer. He makes fun newsletters. They're sent out to our customers. It's awesome. So these are at every register. Every customer asks them. This has to be offered to every single customer.
All right, who's here? I don't know. No Marcela. Michelle.
Michelle's on her way.
This is Michelle.
That's Valentina.
Oh, Valentina, no, it's Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Okay. Michelle, you go.
She's missed a little bit.
Who's
so
Mas?
I'll go
Who
through.
are you? What happened to this little guy? Huh?
For everybody who doesn't know,
I
this
just
is
want to
Lily.
see who I don't know.
This is the owner.
Who do I don't know? Who doesn't know me?
You know everybody except for this is brand new Blair. You can call
Blair?
her brand new Blair.
I like that name.
And she's adorable and she's brand new. I think you know everybody else.
Do I know you guys?
So,
What are your names? Tell me.
Erin, Audrey, Isabel.
What did you guys do last year?
She wasn't here last year, but she was here for
2 or 3 years before.
Okay, so
She was Pumpkin Shack mostly. Audrey's the Pumpkin Shack All-Star.
and then up front and in the back.
Erin
and
was
whatever.
front and back ticket booths. Cameron was up front and back ticket booths. They're veterans.
what's really important to me is you love your job and you upsell. And that means you gotta love your job enough that you feel great telling people what they're gonna pay and get to do. If you feel like it's hard for you to ask money, you shouldn't work here. At least in the department of taking
Customer
business.
service.
We have not had we have a lot of people complain about having to pay. We never, ever yet have had one complaint about people who felt like they didn't get their money's worth. So what does that tell you?
But it's worth it. It's worth it.
It's worth it. Because if they go home and say, well, that cost me a lot of money, it's fun, but it wasn't worth it. If we heard that, we should be looking at adjustments. The only people ever leave here screaming is kids because they're leaving. Right? That's the bottom line. And so if you hear a kid screaming, it's because they're leaving. And I ran out there a lot of times thinking that child is hurt. and they're dragging their feet and they're moving up the gravel and their mom's dragging them out the car. They don't want to go. Parents love places their kids love, right? And so it's not about the money, but sometimes I'm the same way. I go and I get in and I go, oh my hell, that's a lot of money. But if it's worth it, I'm happy because the kids are happy. So you've got to be able to feel that what you're selling is no way we could charge them what it's worth. So therefore, we mean, what I'm trying to say with that is what? They're getting a good deal for what they're going to get. And I mean, they're going to love the food, they're going to love the activities, and I need them to love the people. They got to love you guys. And I got very little tolerance anymore for sour people. There's only two kinds of people in this world. Those that give light and those that suck light. What kind of person sucks light?
People that hate their job.
People that hate their job, right? That's one. What other kind of person sucks light?
Angry people.
Negative people. People that just whine and complain about everything. Our wine bottles are full. We have no room for more wine. Right? Don't work here if you don't love it. I mean that. I mean, we can like you and you can like us, but if you don't love it here, you should not work here because that means you're coming just to get a paycheck. That doesn't work. People will see the darkness. And I know the difference. And when I walk around, I want to see happy people, or I'd rather you didn't work here. And if you have something, though, that bothers you, then talk to somebody about it. Don't be embarrassed. Don't go home angry. Have the courage to say, can I tell you something that bothers me? And you go to Allison and she says, okay, well, let's talk about, because you might have a good point. And if you're unhappy, maybe some others are unhappy. But our clients come here, they pay to be around happy people. Does that make sense? Because this is a happy place. And if you don't believe and feel it's happy, don't be here. We love you anyway, okay? But listen, we bring in a lot of revenue and never made any profits. Part of that's my fault because I like to see us improve, right? But I said this and it's honest. Every worker that's ever worked here has made more money than me so far. That's the truth. I'd say I haven't even bought a pair of shoelaces for my shoes, but I'm also a guy that spends the money to want to make it better. Okay? So we make improvements. But I only do this because I love to see happy people. You ever looked around when it's full of kids and mothers and parents and seen how happy they are? Do you notice that? It's just, I can tell you, the only person to scream are those that are leaving. And it's usually kids because they've had a blast. I just bought more umbrellas last night because parents like to sit in chairs in the shade, eat something and watch their kids play. That's who we are. So be that happy person if you want to work here. And then have people feel it. You know, get up in the morning and go, oh, I'm so excited to go to work. If you don't feel that, you shouldn't be here. It just doesn't fit you. But if you do, now I'd say that again. If one person, we had one person working here a while back, and he made everybody unhappy. I got rid of him. Right? So be happy. That's all my whole message is be happy, love what you do, and have them feel it. Because we have 6 weeks of happiness. Yes, we want you to work hard. Yes, you'll go home tired. But if you got good ideas, I'm open to them. That's all I got to say. So I'll turn you back. I interrupted you, but that's our goal. And there's other patches. None of them are like this one. And we want everybody to make comments like, oh, I just love how happy. And they have said that. I just love how happy your people are. I just love how good I get treated when I'm there. I feel like I'm the only person there. That's the way you got to do it, right? Do you agree with that? Good. If you agree with it, continue. And let's make everybody that comes in that door a happy place. Okay? Enough of me, right?
So my next note was customer service. And that is every customer that approaches you, you approach them with a smile, you're not afraid to be here, you're happy and excited to be here. I've seen all of you do it. You can be super pleasant with your customers. Jelane's always super smiley with everybody. Audrey, I've seen walking to eat her break that she hasn't gone to the bathroom or eaten for like 5 hours, and she's still helping customers as she's walking out of the pumpkin patch. So just be happy, be approachable, look up and smile, look up and be loud. These people are never gonna see you again. This is totally your opportunity to be a dork, like a spaz, like be overly happy. I had to learn that a long time ago, that you just can't feel uncomfortable. They're not gonna think you're weird if you're super happy, bubbly. They're gonna actually compliment you on it. So, and along with that, my next topic was upsell. Rolly kind of touched on it for a second, but I kind of wanted to get a little more into the specifics of what upselling means. Jana is the upsell master. You and Stephanie are gonna both be with Jana for a little bit, seeing kind of how she does it. There's different opportunities all over the patch to upsell, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. If you're in the barn and somebody's buying 1 bag of caramel corn, I have not had one customer turn me down if I say, well, if you grab 2 more, it's only $12. And they're like, oh, well, let me grab 2 more. So you just made your sale go from $5 to $12. If you're out at the pumpkin cannons, you can be handing out a pumpkin to a customer and say, hey, come try one. Come try one. They're gonna do it once and they're gonna say, where do I buy another bucket of these? Where do I get these? I didn't wanna do them, but now I do. Wristbands, same thing. You've got the parent that is like, well, I'll just get this season food pass in and just watch my kids play. Well, okay, but you're gonna wanna ride the train. You wanna buy a train ticket today for $3? Or, with every customer you can promote the pumpkin cannons. Did you guys wanna add a bucket of pumpkins to your experience today? Anywhere you're at, there's opportunity. Even when I've worked in the pumpkin shack, people will come and say, I just want 3 pumpkins. I'll do your 3 for 20. You're gonna get out there and you're gonna want 5. So why don't you go grab your pumpkins and then bring back what you picked? Every time they come back with more pumpkins than they anticipated on buying, because then you see this one and you see that one and you see this one, and it's just so. Every customer make an opportunity to upsell along with the customer email list. Every single one. Pick a pet item and get it in your brain for the day. If it's hard for you to spit out different things at every single customer, all you have to say to make an upsell really, like if, for instance, if you're in the ticket booth, is make sure you guys check out the barn and get some caramel corn today. I mean, there's always something you can say that gets it in their head. Some people don't even come in here, so they don't know we have caramel corn, especially because they won't be coming in here to buy their wristbands. Just use every opportunity you can to say, you guys tried our caramel apples, they're so good, they're available in the barn, or whatever. Our food is also fantastic, and that's another direction you can send them in as an upsell opportunity. Make sure you guys check out our pizza. Have you guys had our pizza? Checked out our food trucks, they're so good. We have ice cream this year, or whatever it is. Just make sure with every customer, you're planting a seed in their brain and or trying to get them to buy an additional train ticket or to buy a bucket of pumpkins or whatnot. I am gonna try to put, Bob and I are still maybe working on this, some caramel corn in the ticket booth. So there is the occasional little old man that comes in and just says, I just wanted to go buy popcorn. We're gonna accommodate him, or try to accommodate him from the ticket booth and have a little bit of caramel corn out there. In here, we're still gonna have donuts, carameled apples, popcorn, and caramel corn. So you can send people this direction for treats. The food trucks will pretty much still be the same. There's gonna be a Mexican food trailer and then kind of an American food / Chilean. Is that what's going in the other?
International.
And then there's the soda shack where we make specialty sodas and ice cream floats and all that kind of fun stuff. So those are still all the same. Does everybody feel like they're comfortable upselling everybody? And if I find that you're not upselling your customer, you get put in Jana jail. And that's where you have to work with Jana, and you've gotta have her watch you not upsell and make you upsell. So Jana's the upsell officer. Free days, just in case everybody forgot or needs to remember or whatever. Tuesdays, every Tuesday, all day, every Tuesday we're open. Moms and grandmas get a free pink wristband if they ask for it. Individuals with disabilities also get free on Tuesdays. So in the afternoons especially, you'll see a lot of people come in with like their I work at Journey badge or a developmental workshop or, you know, an agency and they have a child with them, a client. They get a pink wristband. They're free that day. Yes.
So like an all-exclusive.
Yes. All inclusive. All inclusive on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, dads and grandpas are free. So you'll have some come in and say, are dads and grandpas still free on? Yep. And so you just ring them up accordingly, ring up mom and the kids, and then just give dad his pink wristband.
Question.
Yes.
Are we keeping the cats in the same place?
Yes, the kittens will be in here at night. Javier usually and Marcella kind of handle that, and me or whoever, when we do the closing jobs, which I'll pull out in a second. The kittens are kind of just out here in the day. When you're walking by going to the bathroom, same thing with the porta potties. If you see that the litter box is super gross, let me know. Or dump it yourself if you've got a second or whatever. There are kittens here. And you will have your cat Karens that ask you a million questions about the cats, if they're vaccinated, if they're all the things. Yes, they are. We do have a cat raffle for those of you that are new. We keep the jar in here, but you can sell them at any booth. If somebody, well, inevitably, someone will, I don't know where the jar is. Somebody will come and say to you, what do you guys do with all the cats? And then your response is, we sell tickets for $1, leave us your name and phone number, we do a drawing at the end of the season, and then those kittens are adopted out. And then if you're in a ticket booth, maybe just keep a baggie or something out there and hand them in at night with your email forms of cat raffles that you've sold. We went through all of that. The last thing we have that we had last year, but none of us knew we had. Through no fault of our own, we just didn't know. I'm sorry that this printed all stupid, but some of you will recognize this and some of you won't. Imagine this is on an 8x10 piece of paper. This is a receipt from a customer that purchased something online. So we do sell online tickets. Particularly in the front ticket booth, we'll probably have somebody in there just to take online orders, especially at the beginning of the season, because that's when you get a lot of people with their season passes that they've purchased online. In the past, we would just take this piece of paper and look at it, see what they had, hand them their piece of paper back, and give them their wristbands, right? What we didn't know is that there's actually an online app to like pull these out of the system. So what makes that really nice is you're gonna inevitably have people that are dishonest that will copy this off their printer, hope that we don't pay attention, hand us the paper the next weekend when they come, and we give them more wristbands. Does that make sense? Or they buy something online one day and send their receipt to 3 of their friends, and then their friends come in with the same receipt, and we are none the wiser. There's a barcode on this receipt that they get. And Bob and I are going to play around with it a little bit this weekend. We should be able to, on the iPads, not the handhelds, on the iPads we should be able to minimize the Square check-in page and open up this app that's called PCWID. And what this app shows us is this main screen. And if we want to, like if you're gonna be primarily where there's handhelds, like the Pumpkin Shack, we can put this app on your phone. It's super easy to use. What you would do is there's a little barcode up here on the top. Click the barcode. It brings up a barcode scanner. And you just scan the barcode on their receipt. It brings up their order
Wow.
for you to see. There's a little part on there that says awaiting processing. That means they've paid, but they haven't picked up yet. There's an arrow there, you can click on it, and it brings up a menu of what they're doing, and you click delivered and mark their order to delivered. That eliminates anybody else from coming and using the same barcode. So even if they bring in the piece of paper, anything, this takes that out of the system. So if you've got somebody come up and you scan it and it says it's already been delivered, you have to tell them that's already been delivered. You can, if they throw a big fit about it or say, no, I didn't, or whatever, we can probably take care of them that one time, but that would have to be through me, Bob, Rolly, somebody coming and like okaying that. If you're in a spot where you cannot scan these in when they bring them, for now, our kind of temporary plan is just to keep their receipt so that when you come in at night or whatever, they can be handed in with your email forms and I can scan them all out at that point. But we should be able to on the iPads, and I think Chase bought more iPads, so I think there will be an iPad in the shack, an iPad in both ticket booths and one in here. So we should be able to have that capability if you're in a station where you'll need to do that. So it's pretty slick and it's gonna help a ton, and then we actually know what to do with online orders. We don't typically get a ton, but I looked at all the online orders from last year and I'm like, people could have printed their receipt from 2020 and brought it back in and we probably would have not even have noticed.
Did anyone
Like,
do it last year?
I don't know, because we didn't know about this. So we were trying to figure out a way to do it because we were selling season passes online as a pre-sale this year. And we didn't know how we were going to track who had picked theirs up and who hadn't. So we kind of got a little deeper into it and did some research and realized that we had this whole online ticketing system that we knew nothing about. So that's the scoop on that. So if you're in a spot where you can't figure out your scanner or you don't know what to do, just make sure you keep their receipt. If they don't have their receipt and they're showing you on their phone, another thing I did play around with is taking a picture of it. I'm assuming most of you have cell phones. Take a picture of it. At the end of the day, I'll scan them off your phone and then you can delete them off your phone. I think that's pretty much it, other than if anybody wants to go on a tour.
That's it. Really?
No? Okay. Michelle, I'm gonna show you a couple things just because you weren't here. But I think that's it.
5-5-0.
Excited? So excited.
5-0.
Okay.